Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another Conquest video guide. So I'm back here with another boss guide. So in this one I'll show you the mini boss and final boss battles I did in Sector 5 to complete all the feats. I've already done similar videos for the other sectors, so if you're interested in those, there'll be a link in the description below to my SWGOH for Life tool where you can go ahead and check them out anytime you want. And first for sector I'm like, these boss battles are much easier and straightforward as they were before in previous conquests. But oh boy, in Sector 5, it made up for all those easy ones. But anyway, I did a lot of testing versus both bosses, so here I just want to show you the teams that I found to work easiest for me. Alright, so let's have a look at this first. I'll be using voluntary Vanguard disc here, just this so we can then put marked on Malak, so then we'll have to hit him, and then he will put fear on everybody. That's the only way how you can control these guys, because they are very crazy. And then also you've got all of these debuff, these caustic emissions that will give damage over times whenever they take a turn, volatile accelerator that will do as well there more damage over time on them, and then caustic emissions. Now unfortunately all of these guys are white, so they're not the best discs, that's why I have to stack multiple. If you have blue ones, probably you can get away with less than how many I stack here. And obviously the thermal exhaust ones, if you do have blue one, that one actually stacks 3 thermal detonators. I got green one only that stacks 2, but still it did the job. And finally Amplify Agony, so then as well they'll be getting some extra health damage whenever we do get debuffs on them. So it's kind of the set here, just kind of like a full debuff set, whatever you've got throw in there, and then Voluntary Vanguard, because oh boy, we will need Malak to do all the heavy lifting here. So as you can see, the 2 feats here we have to complete. We have to do obviously the one without bounty hunters. This one probably is more straightforward. However, this one where you have to win with Fennec and Boba surviving, that's going to be the challenging bit. That's why in the end I had the most success with Malak, putting Mark on Malak, because then he at least could fear them, because most of these guys on the enemy side, they do have AoE, and my 3-star G-rate Fennec obviously will struggle to survive. But anyway, if you need a reminder, they just get a standard here Mandalorian modifier when they get some stacking buff that will give them counter attack chance, and then they of course are over prepared. All their stats are boosted by 60%. Wow. Alright, so I'll be going with Boba lead actually, because in case you haven't know, Boba's lead, everybody gets extra critical damage, which is obviously nice in the absence of all those stacking offense discs we used to have before. But also bounty hunter allies, they gain some extra speed for each debuffed enemy, and they also gain extra health that equals to the total of 50% of all bounty hunter allies. So this will a little bit boost, give your low gear, low star Fennec even a little bit more health, just that she can survive a couple of those AoEs that will be coming your way. Hence Boba lead here, just to give extra health to your low gear, low star Fennec. Otherwise, she'll struggle to get survive. I mean, the contract, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I don't think I'll trigger it anyways. Let me show you the mods as well. Obviously, you will want some good mods on these guys, because the enemy, they're very, very threatening. Now, Malak here, mine's only Relic 4. Obviously, if you do have high Relic Malak, this will probably be a little bit easier, because in my testing, there are times when you do lose Malak, so the longer Malak can stay alive, the more obviously he can apply fear on the enemies when they're hitting him. So in terms of modding for Malak, you just want to go for max all health set and then all protection primaries, because he will convert his protection into health. So you just want to go for the maximum combined health and protection on your Malak. Again, if you do have a Relic 7 Malak, he will even tank here. That's the best I could do with my Relic 4, and luckily it was just about enough really that he was able to hang in there. And also showing you now the full mods here, some good speed on him. Han, well, Han is Han, he shoots first, so this will give us a little bit advantage there to go after somebody. But otherwise, yeah, some speed as well, damage on him. And then here she is, my 3-star G-rate Fennec. So in terms of modding, obviously you will try to load a lot of protection. So there you go, I got a lot of secondary protections, like 2000, 1000 secondary protection, and then all protection primaries, all health set. Just try to boost her as much as you can really. So you can see here my Fennec only 15k health, but obviously she will be getting some extra health there from Boba's lead. Remember, whatever the total potency is, so okay, her potency is 8. I don't know how much was actually in Boba. I didn't check, but let's say in theory your Boba, you know, has 50% potency, you'll be getting 25% max health here extra. So again, if you're still struggling with your Fennec, maybe then just remode your Boba for max potency, and then maybe you could even get, you know, another 15k health here from Fennec. So just give it a go and see. But I'm going for damage on Boba, so hopefully he can one-shot somebody. And I'm bringing in here Chewbacca. Not only he will be assisting there, you know, whenever Han and Fennec there attack, because of, you know, low star, low gear Fennec, she'll get guard as well. So she won't be able to be critically hit. They won't be able to daze her and stun her. And then as well, Chewbacca, whenever he attacks, he'll be healing up Fennec. So this will further boost the survivability of her, so that even at 3-star she'll be able to survive those AoEs that will come your way at the beginning. So and his assists, obviously they do some big damage as well because they're max health. Alright, so here you go, here's the battle now. So there you go, we got Mark on Malak, they'll have to go after him. The biggest threat I found for me was Beskar Mandalorian, so I decided to go all out on him first. Now because of unique there on Bo, they'll be recovering their health and protection. There you go, drain on Malak, execute with Boba, and thermal detonators finished off Mandalorian, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. You know, putting damage immunity on everybody. Going after Bo next, because if you take her out, then they will not be able to recover any more health and protection. Now she's feared. There we go. Get her out, come on, perfect. So there won't be any more now recovering health and protection, so you kind of stop that thing going from them. There you go, Malak really pulling here all the way. Let's see if we can dispel that from armor. But now they have got so many stacks already that they'll keep counterattacking, which is good, because now Malak keeps feeding them. There you go, there goes Sabine. Let's kick their Canderous. You know what, he's feared. Let's just do basic there on armor. I don't want to get him upset too much. There we go, get him out. Finish off armor. Come on, Malak, buddy, hang in there, buddy. Ooh, nearly. Alright, that's why I said if you have high relic Malak, they should be even easier. And there you go, that's how you can use their Chewbacca and Boba leads to keep your 3-star gear 8 Fennec alive. And fun enough there, I also completed here Fennec and Boba global feat with this battle, so I don't have to worry about that one anymore. Alright, so we got the no bounty hunter feat left here. Obviously, before we go into battle again, just show you the data these that I will be having for my next one. So we got the caustic emission, volatile accelerator. So basically what I swapped was I've taken off the voluntary vanguard because we don't need here a taunt, and I put perseverance instead, so we get double, or in some cases for Han, triple taps on my guys. So basically CLS will just steamroll these guys with all those debuffs and extra attacks that we are doing. Should be pretty straightforward. It's going to be pretty much your turn meter train versus their turn meter train. So I've tested a few teams, and you know, the CLS team just seems to work the easiest and quickest. You can use Galactic Legends if you want, obviously, but I'm always trying to find here teams that do not use Galactic Legends, just to make these a little bit more accessible to everybody. Anyway, there we go. Again, just going after Mandalorian first. There we go. Thanks to Perseverance Disc, we got there lots of attacks. Just one-shot him out of the gate. Luke took a little bit of a beating, but it's okay. He can recover with his call to action. There goes Canderous already. Let's go after Sabine. And then let's call assist now on Bo. Down she goes. There goes armor. And one more hit, and there goes Sabine. So there you go. Very straightforward here. I'm pretty sure there are other teams that can do it, but I just think that CLS does this the fastest. And in the process, you know, we did get a few stuns as well out there, which helps you towards the stun feat in this sector. Alright, so this is all done for the mini boss versus Bo. Now let's get to the more trickier bit. So here we are versus Imperial Remnants team with Range Trooper, and oh boy, these guys are crazy. But anyway, let me first show you the data discs that I'll be using. So gone are all those debuff discs, because we'll get into the modifier later, it won't work that well, those debuffs versus them. Instead, I'm going here for unstable decelerator, so we can remove some turn meter for them. Again, making use of voluntary vanguard to put Mark on Malak, so he can then again put fear on whoever critically hits him. Zealous Ambition here to give a little bit extra damage to your healers and support. Then Insatiable again, some health steal, more defense penetration, Perseverance for double taps, and then Vitality for some extra survivability. Because oh boy, these guys are crazy because of their modifier here. But anyway, we got here two tricky feats here. So one is where you have to use Bo and Beskar Mandalorian. They both have to survive. And then as well we've got here the one where you have to win without Jedi, Sith, and Unaligned Force user. So let's first tackle the Bo-Katan and Mandalorian feat, and we'll do the other one afterwards. So this is the modifier that I was telling about. This is why the debuffs are not all that useful against them, because whenever they are damaged, they will dispel all those debuffs. So even if you get like a few dots on them, because dots will trigger the damage, then everybody will get cleansed. So you will probably a little bit struggle here to land enough thermal detonators to take them out. But even if you do, obviously as you can see, they got some reviving there from the modifier, and on top of as well Moff Gideon as well himself got some extra revive. So pretty much you'll have to take all of these guys out twice before you can actually take out Gideon for good. Because of this modifier, Gideon will keep coming back as long as the other guys around him are alive. So that's how it is. It's gonna be a tricky one, and yes, they are over prepared. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be, right? It's Sector 5. So what you want to do is here use Jedi Look Lead, because as we know, once he gets a turn, he will reduce speed to the enemy, and actually the lower the stamina on your Jedi Look here, probably the better, because this will make them slower. Obviously I have to use Bo here. I just put some good speed on her, so hopefully she can get her AoE dispel out. Then Beskar Mandalorian here as well, put some offense on him. Maybe his Whistling Birds can do something. I doubt it. There we go. And obviously you do need somebody that can deal damage, so I'm bringing in Master Yoda for this one. So you probably do want to have some good stamina on Yoda if you can, whereas for Luke probably as low stamina as possible. And similar like for the bow battle here, the same set on my Malak, make him as tanky as possible so he can hopefully tank for you throughout the battle. Alright, there we go. There's the team, so let's just hop in the battle now and let's see how this one goes. So what will happen is, because of Voluntary Vanguard there, Malak starts with a taunt, and then they do AoE, start putting fear on them, and then just go ahead, try to take Death Trooper out first, because his AoE can apply healing immunity, and as well his basic there can stun you if you are dazed as well. Now luckily no healing immunity there landed on my Malak, so that's good to see. Anyway, and then you'll see they also have mark as well on their side, so their mark will just kind of keep jumping. Every time you hit, it will just go to another one, so that's why they'll be hard here to really just kind of take out quickly, even though when they do not have a taunt. Okay, there you go. So every time we hit them, they're kind of recovering some health and protection as well, and Stormtrooper very tanky. His as well will be hard to take down in the end. But anyway, you just have to go through those as well, revives from Gideon. So you have to take each trooper out twice, that they're down for good. Okay, so here we can go, stun everybody, but as you can see, as soon as you hit somebody, all those debuffs are gone. And that's why all those caustic emission discs here won't really help all that much. Okay, there we go, Heroes Arise again. So you can see, thanks to Luke's low stamina here, the speed on these guys is like I don't know, 50 or something, 70, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's really funny. I go Whistling Birds, let's see if we can get some job done. So this is the Perseverance disc for you guys. Same thing with Rey's ultimate, some funny things happening there. But anyway, do an AoE here. Keep going after Death Trooper. There we go again. Mark a little bit. He's just kind of delaying this battle, to be honest. Back onto Stormtrooper. Okay, they got a few hits on us there. Gideon again, you'll have to leave him to the end anyways. Okay. Alright, let's see what you've got, Mando. Whistling Birds healed all their protection up, because remember, every time because of their modifier we deal damage to them, they gain 5% protection. So Whistling Birds, while they did do a lot of damage, they're like 20 attacks, and then they just recover a lot of health and protection. So I'm not sure what kind of joke this is to ask us to use Beskar Mandalorian here in Sector 5, whereas his Whistling Birds, instead of doing damage, it's actually healing them up because he was not able to land any healing immunity on them. Anyways, as you can see, once you got the Death and Dark Trooper out, it's a pretty straightforward battle, to be honest, because these other guys, they can't do anything to you, to be honest. It'll just take a few minutes to burn for them because of all this you know, protection that they have, recovery. But luckily Malak will come every few turns with his drain, so that should a little bit help you out with finishing the enemies off. Okay, so we have to take Stormtrooper out one more time. Same thing with Gideon. But yeah, you'll probably have to wait for Malak's drain really here, because Yoda is barely tickling them as well, especially Stormtrooper. He's so tanky. Come on, there we go, whistling birds, yeah. Okay, here we go. Drain Stormtrooper, and here comes Gideon. That's the modifier for the battle here, really, for the enemy. And there we go, finished him off, because you know, Stormtrooper, once he's out, then you know, they lose all that extra defense from him. And there you go, that's how I use here this team to get the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan going. I said the only RNG there is that I think that Dark Trooper, he doesn't always start off with AoE, then he wouldn't get feared, but in most cases he will. As long as that happens, you know, that should be good to go. Alright guys, so we got one more feat here to go. If you thought this one was tricky, oh man, the next one was even harder. I was trying many teams, because remember, we can't use Jedi, we can't use Sith, we can't use unaligned Force users, so you can't use CLS because he's unaligned Force user even. Same goes for Rey. Same goes if you'd want to use maybe some sort of Night Stream. I don't know. It just seems like whichever good team you come up with, they're going to be a Jedi, a Sith, or unaligned Force user in there. So similar disc as before here, but a little bit changed things up. Obviously, I will not be able to use Malak here because he's Sith, so voluntary Vanguard disc was unequipped. But still running very similar here set. The only thing was, instead of voluntary Vanguard there, I actually put another Zealous Ambition disc here, because I think they do stack, hopefully, just to get some more damage, because again, with no stacking offense here for us, you know, struggling to get some big damage from somebody, it will be hard. So at least then, you know, your support and healers can do big hits. And what I'll be doing here versus these guys, I'll be taking in 5 of first clones with Chewbacca, because you know, clones there, you do have Rex and Echo, they're both support, so they'll be getting some extra there damage from Zealous Ambition disc, and we get more health from Vitality, more health from Rex lead, and then all this health in turn will boost our damage for the Zealous Ambition data disc. And as well, Rex, obviously, he does have his aerial advantage as well, aerial advantage there as well, that can one shot anybody pretty much. In terms of mods, you know, I just want to mod these guys for speed, because the enemy is very fast. So try to make Rex as fast as possible. Echo, mod him for damage. Good thing about Echo is whenever you do use basic ability, he will be called to assist, and because he's support, his assist, you know, will be doing some big damage as well on the enemy. So you also want him fairly fast. Good thing to know, special offers that I'm just showing you, because his AoE grenade actually deals special damage. So his AoE does more damage than his basic. Because of that, Arc Trooper again, you know, put some good speed on him, and as well offense, because obviously his turret deals true damage, which will be based on Arc Trooper's offense. So better mod him for offense than critical damage. And then 5s, obviously he will sacrifice himself at one point. So for 5s, I just modded him for a lot of, you know, health or protection, just make him tanky, so he's hard to take down. And then when he sacrifices himself, obviously he will boost survivability of other guys. Again, bringing in Chewbacca here, again he will put guard on Rex, which will help, because Rex is very squishy. It will a little bit help their Rex as well to recover some health and protection. He will be assisting. What I've done for this battle actually on my Chewbacca, I actually didn't have the Zeta on him. However, here I did, because remember, if Death Trooper there does his AoE and Chewbacca's got no buffs as him, he will increase his cooldown. So I'm like, you know what, this Zeta has been long overdue, so let's just go ahead, put it on him so his cooldowns can't be increased, so he can stun somebody, do his AoE and things like that. Again, Chewbacca, I just modded him for a lot of speed. He's got an AoE that dispels, Echo's AoE dispels as well. This will be important, because if they do get Retribution up, you will want to dispel that for sure. Alright, here we go, there's the battle. So what will happen is, same thing, once Dark Trooper does his AoE, we will gain all this bonus turn meter from Rex lead whenever we're critically hit. So there you go, counterattacks there, combination with Perseverance Disc, doing good number on these guys. Here we can go now ahead and boost Termite on our guys. Unfortunately, mark on Gideon. So yeah, this mark is probably the biggest issue here really now in this battle with clones, because it just keeps jumping around, so it's hard to pin somebody down. So here we go, we can just throw the grenade from Echo, doing big hits because he's support. Just try to get a stun. Nope. I forgot. Stuns are useless versus these guys, right? Because every time you deal damage, all debuffs are dispelled anyways. There we go. We burn through Dark Trooper very quickly because of all those assists from Echo, because he's support. Alright, they're going after Arc Trooper now. We'll probably lose him, and then Fives will sacrifice. So in this case, probably you do not want to use special ability here from Fives, because he will taunt, and you don't want Fives to be taken out. You want somebody else. There we go. Fives sacrifice himself. So we just have to keep pinging away. Lost Chewbacca there. Alright, it's all down to close now. Luckily we got there already. Dark Trooper out. Okay, come on guys, let's go, keep it going. Obviously they got all the stats now from Fives. I cleansed off there all the debuffs, so we can again start getting assists from Echo. Come on, there goes Range Trooper. See, I do not want to waste aerial advantage on Moff Gideon, because he'll come back in a moment anyways. Right, oh, lost Arc Trooper to Death Mark. There we go, get Death Trooper out. Unfortunately they do have now Retribution, but Echo's grenade can dispel that. I think our clone should be able to handle this, because again, with Dark and Death Trooper out, they don't have a whole lot of damage here. There we go, another grenade here. Basic from Echo. So Perseverance Disc really allows Echo to attack so many times. Okay, alright, fine. Take Stormtrooper out, he's tanky. But remember, we have to take everybody out twice here. Another grenade. Come on, get him out. One hit, two hit. There we go, just down to Stormtrooper, and I think Gideon will come back, right? Yep, there he goes. Throw grenade, another basic, and down he goes. There you go guys, that's what I was able to in the end complete this without using Jedi Thief or Unaligned Force user, using 5 of first clones with Chewbacca. I tried many teams and this one seems to work best, but again I think I needed like 3 or 4 attempts to get done with these clones, so by no means it's going to be a walkover with these guys. But as long as you get Dark Trooper out early and Death Trooper, you should be good to go then for the rest of the battles. You've seen the 3 clones can pretty much carry then the rest of the battles. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. Hope you find it useful and helpful, showing you how I completed here all these boss battles here in Sector 5. Definitely a lot more RNG festy than the previous 4 sectors that were pretty straightforward, and just because of all that limitations, and then as well their any modifiers, they're so over prepared and everything. But anyway guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.